Hello and welcome back. Today we have game 3 of the NBA Finals, and it has been too long. I have hated how long the space has been between these games, but finally we have game 3 on the horizon at 7:30 here on ABC. As always, Indiana, they're hosting OKC. OKC here. Over under opened up at 226. Now it's at 228.5, which was the same number as last game. And I think game 1 was at 223. So it's been interesting to see this line go over and under. So today's looking like a nice little overs matchup here. OKC 5.5-point favorite. If you've been loving OKC and you think that game 1, that Indiana comeback was just a fluke, you're here taking OKC -5 because they've been the best team out of the two so far. Like, what was the stat that Underdog was throwing up all day today? Was like Pacers only led for like only 2 minutes or like a few minutes of the NBA Finals, and it's just been it's been so funny to watch how the series has been going so far. 1-1 tied, going back to Indiana, back home to Indiana overall. These people were going crazy for the 500 a few weeks ago, and now they have this matchup here overall. We have a beautiful game 3 ahead of us. I got 3 player prop plays that I absolutely love. Let me know down below if you think I should run a same game parlay for this one. I'm interested to see what promos come on later on as the day goes on. But let me know down below if you want to see a same game parlay for game 3. I'm feeling good for this one. Like I said, 226 over under. It's already moved up a couple points here. You got to love that. When the books are moving the numbers off that, I think this is going to be a high scoring game back in Indiana. Before we jump into today's 3 plays, we got to recap game 2 of the NBA Finals. In game 2, we end up going 3-0 in best bets. You gotta love when 2 go our way. Chet Holmgren finishes the game with 15 plus points, right on the money for us overall, and so did Andrew Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard, I think, pretty much got a lot of his points in the second quarter. He had it's been a few days since that game, but he finished at 11 points in that game. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he got the last minute lob to cash us that over over 12.5 rebounds, assists. You gotta love it. Nice 3-0 clean sweep overall. I'd say it bounced back after a 1-2 game 1, but hey, that was last week. Today's a fresh week. Feels weird that we're recording on a Wednesday, but 3 brand new plays here. Today, I'm feeling another 3-0 sweep. And let's just jump into it for my first play of the day. Going to a man that I think has been great in these NBA Finals on the Pacers side of the ball here. On the Pacers side of the ball here, I think Pascal Siakam has been having a great series overall. Last game, he had his lowest scoring game, 15 plus points here. Game 1, 19. I think he bounces back in a massive way here at home, where he's been very good in these playoffs. So give me Pascal Siakam to go over 18.5 points, coming in at -138 on FanDuel. He's got this over 3 for his last 5 overall, averaging 22 points per game. Gotta love that. He's been pretty consistent overall with the last 5 games, him scoring 30, 15, 31, 19, and 15 plus points in game 2 overall. Over 3 for his last 5 versus OKC. Overall, scoring 21, 22, 11, 19, and 15 plus points in his last 5 versus Oklahoma City. Last home game versus OKC this season had 22 plus points in that matchup overall. 63% hit rate at home in these playoffs, averaging 22 plus points in the at home in these playoffs overall. Why I love this spot overall is game 2, he only played less than 30 minutes, where he's been averaging 34 to 35 minutes played per game in the playoffs. In game 2, he played less than 30 minutes, shot 3 for 11 from the field in game 2, and we're getting the same line number here. Game 1 of the NBA Finals, 18.5. Game 2, 18.5, and now at home here, where we show he's a better home player than he has been on the road. 63% hit rate at home, like I said before. Now he's probably going to be playing way more minutes. This line's a closer spread than the other games, where we won't get that blowout here at home with the Pacers. We're going to love. And honestly, out of all the Pacers players, he's very consistent on shooting. He's going to get 10 plus shots overall, averaging 15 field goal attempts per game. And that was a few less shots overall. 4 less shots, 4 less minutes, I think, Pascal. And he still finished with 15 plus points. He could have easily gotten the over with that extra time. And out of a lot of the players here, he's actually attacking for this Pacers team. Pacers players seem like when they take a few other dribbles, like Nembhard sometimes does it, but Nembhard gets a good job creating that little step back. But All the other players on the Pacers team are pretty much three in the 3 and D kind of player where they chuck up the threes, where Pascal Siakam actually has been attacking these last few games overall. Last game shot off game 1, 6 free throw attempts. Game 2 had 9 free throw attempts, so we love the attacking, the aggression towards the rim. Shot very poorly, like I said, 3 for 11 in game 2 overall. I've projected at 20 plus points here, and I play this up to 20 plus points here. I think the line is going to be flirting around this 18.5 and this 19.5 points. So if you rather take a plus money, I think 20 plus 20 points is a great play overall as well. At home, averaging 22 points per game, 63% hit rate at home in these playoffs. Game one, he had a great second half, got 19 plus points. Game 2, game was a blowout, and he shot very poorly. Like I said, 3 from 11 from the field. I think he bounces back in a massive way here. Last time we took a Pascal over, it paid off with great success. Come on, you got us here for game 3, so give me Pascal Siakam to go over 18.5 points, coming to minus 138 on FanDuel. Jump into my second play and going to the other side of the ball here. This game is going to be crazy. I think this game's going to live up to the hype. Like I said, this 226 over under, 228 now, 5.5 point spread, tied series 1-1. This game matters for both of these teams. It's going to set the tone for the rest of the year. Pacers cannot lose this game at home. I think it's a must-win for the Pacers here overall. And I think SGA here, I think he's going to have a massive game for the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is like a legacy game. I hate to say it. It's still 1-1 series very early in the finals, but I think this game, one of these two games, I think he's going to get a 40-point game. Didn't get it in game 1 where he finished with 38 plus points. Game 2 at 34 plus points. I think today he's going to have a monster game. I think he goes nuclear on the road here. So give me the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, to go over 33.5 points, coming in minus 120 on DraftKings. He's got this over 4 for his last 5. 4 straight overs on this number, averaging 32 points per game. Getting the over 3 for his last 5 versus the Pacers. With the last 4 games against the Pacers, he's had 45, 33, 38, and 34 in the last 4 versus Indiana. 57% hit rate on the road in these playoffs. Nah, that's not right. I think I wrote the wrong number for that, so I do apologize for saying that. I'm doing these all live, as always. But last 3 games versus Indiana, in Indiana, this last 3 games versus, like I said, last 3 games, I was off the rails after that moment, but hey, we're back on it. Last 3 versus Indiana, in Indiana, 36, 39, and 45 points in those last 3 overall. Last 4 versus Indiana, averaging 24 field goal attempts per game. So I love the volume that we've been getting. These playoffs, he's averaging 22 field goal attempts per game. So he's very consistent. Very at that same number. He's pretty much the only player in Oklahoma City that I can really trust right now on offense. Jalen Williams, J-Dub, has been super up and down on the overall in the playoffs. He's had some his knock on the over versus Indiana, so he was the player I was kind of leaning on taking his over here, but has yet to get over 20 plus points versus Indiana. He's struggling versus them overall, and he's nearly making 50% of his shots in these playoffs. So taking 22 field goal attempts per game, and he's making 50% of his shots in these last 2 playoff games. He's averaging 10 free throw attempts in these last 2 games in the NBA Finals. Been loving the volume. I think this is going to be a big legacy game on the road. Like I said, road game here. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere, and I think SGA is going to calm his team down. He's going to have a late, great game overall. Close spread here, too. I think it's going to be a fine play on SGA. Game 1, this line was 33.5. Game 2, line was 34.5. But game 5 here, it's back down to 33.5. I think he's going to have a massive road game here. I've been projected at 35 plus points in this matchup here. Like I said, one of these 2 games, I think he's going to have a 40-point game. His volume is up there. He's shooting nearly 50%. This is a statement game overall in the series, so give me the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, to go over 33.5 points, coming in minus 120 on DraftKings. Jump into my third and final play of the day for this game 3. Yeah, pick 2 was kind of a chalky play, but I really believe it. I think SGA is going to have a massive game. One of these 2. I really wanted to go J-Dub, so watch me just totally just not take J-Dub, and he actually has a monster game. But that 20.5, if it was 20 plus points, I'd feel better, but he's not scored 20 plus points versus Indiana in the series. Let me know if you think it's going to be a J-Dub game, or you think this is going to be an SGA. I think one of these 2, like I said, I think it's going to be a 40-plus point game here. But for the third play here, go into the guy that had struggled in Game 2, and that's Tyrese Haliburton. I'm not going to be touching Tyrese Haliburton points here, but I'm touching, pause, that seemed very weird overall, but I am playing Tyrese Haliburton to go over 12.5 rebounds, assists, coming to minus 135 on FanDuel. I'm very shocked about this number overall, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly gentlemen in the video right now. Game 1, this line was 13.5. Game 2, this line was 13.5. And this is buying the dip. 12.5 rebounds, assists. Tyrese Haliburton's too good of a player to have back-to-back bad games overall. Tyrese Haliburton's gotten this over 3 for his last 5. Overall, averaging 15.8 rebounds, assists, 72% hit rate in these playoffs, averaging 15.1 rebounds, assists. Only gotten the over 2 for his last 5 versus Oklahoma City, but last 5 games he's had 13, 10, 17. Game 1, 16, and Game 2 had 9 rebounds, assists. At home in these playoffs, 63%, so a little less at home, but still averaging 15.3 rebounds, assists. So the highs of highs are there for Haliburton at home. Game 1, he had potential of 13 potential assists in game 1, and then Game 2 had potential of 15 potential assists in Game 2. So the potential assists are really nice, 10 plus overall, so I love that. And then the rebound chances, Game 1 had 13 potential rebound chances, and then Game 2 was a little back down to earth at 5 rebound chances in Game 2. But Game 1, like I said, this line was at 13.5. Game 2, 13.5, and now it's down a whole half points. Now we're getting 12.5 at home. It's my favorite play on the day. I love this spot for, I'm sorry, I keep looking at the screen. Love this spot for Tyrese Haliburton to go over 12.5 rebounds, assists, coming in minus 135 on FanDuel. Kind of flirting with him getting a triple-double here, but I'm going to gladly double-double. I feel very good. I think Tyrese Haliburton's going to have a great game, but I think the 12.5 rebounds, assists is very solid. I think he's going to have a great game. Pacers are going to run up and down, and I'm going off of that with the over-under. The over-under is going to be at 228 right now. I love Tyrese Haliburton over 12.5. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to go over 33.5 points. And then Pascal Siakam, one of the few players on the Pacers that's not afraid of any of these defenders. He's looked good in every game, but last game shot very poorly, just missed a lot of close layups. Love the aggression to go over 18.5 points. Those are my 3 best bets for you. Let me know down below, what's your favorite play for this Game 3? I would love to tell you guys in the comment section. I'll be a little late to the game here. Wish me luck. I got a volleyball game for tomorrow night, but it's a little earlier, so I will be catching like the second and till the end of the game overall, but I will miss the start of the 4th quarter. So when I come back, I'll be so happy when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has like 50 points already, Pascal 20, and Hallie has a triple-double already going in that matchup. But let me know down below, who do you got winning this Game 3? I would love to tell you guys in the comment section, or what's your favorite player prop play? Would definitely love to hear you guys in the comment section. 228. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the over in this one. And I think you got to take Indiana plus 5.5. I think this is the game where I think this is going to be a slug or not game. It's going to be a great game overall. This Game 3, I cannot wait for this action. I missed you guys overall. Hopefully having a wonderful day. Keep on smiling, and I will see you in the next one.